Hello and welcome to the Mammoth Old Sketchbook Tour. So this is a just kind of standard journal from Michael's from 2015. It's about an inch thick, and there is sketches in here from 2015 to 2019. It's a lot of life and a lot of different phases of my life, so I want to go through and kind of explain that. Last time I filmed this, it cut off halfway through, so there might be some weird breaks. My editing's not great. We'll see how it goes. But here it is. So when I started this, I decided that I was going to use it as a planner. That way I would actually use a planner and sketch at the same time. Didn't happen, you'll see. But you can see that it's been very well loved. The corners are kind of chewed at this point. It is currently 2023 in January. At this point in life, I am mainly a watercolor artist, so I do postcards and travel sketching. But here is the documents of before that. So we're going to start off here with a bunch of labels. So these are all stickers that are that I picked up from conventions. I work in print, so this is not weird. And then I made these two. Then we've got some more here. Again, these are just like sample labels from conventions. And then we get into the real meat of it. So again, we were using this as a planner and a sketchbook at the same time. The other cool thing that was going on here is that my husband and I were writing a story. He proposed to me with that story, and this is all part of that. So this is Color Queen and Sir Sledge. There's a lot that goes into that, but here we were defining characters and places, and you'll see a lot of them throughout the sketchbook. But again, I was in college in 2015, so if you want to read my college notes and to-do lists, awesome. So here are our seals. That's where they first showed up. We made stockings with them later on. So lots of Celtic inspired imagery here. It's kind of interesting, kind of fun. Definitely was a lot of work. More just sketches, trying to figure out, what things were. Again, I wasn't drawing a whole lot at the time, so everybody's a little wonky. I like the dog. He's kind of cute. This was actually a scene from one of the stories he wrote. So these are monster frogs with the adventuring party up here. Again, you can see that I'm losing interest in the planner side and the drawing side. This is actually probably still one of my favorite sketches with my husband. So there's that. The characters are based off of us, if that wasn't obvious. We've got the first iteration of my sword. It's a lot better now. And then some like planning for a piece that I painted for him. Not 100% sure where that is at the moment. We had a beagle at the time, so there is a beagle there. As you can see, completely fell off both the planning phase and the sketching phase. It's just kind of how it is. We've got another half-finished drawing here. So this is one of the biomes. I based this bridge off of one we saw in England. More to-do lists, more half-finished sketches. This is kind of our thought process for the castle. This is one of our other friends. My husband was really into Destiny at the time, so I designed some things for him then. This is a picture of us that I drew. Really blank pages here at the beginning. And then we jump into 2016. So here at the beginning of 2016, I was working from my parents' house. And we were getting married this year, and I had lots of fun thoughts, and all of my plans kind of fizzled. So I was going to draw like these really compact pages, and I was really loving it, and all of my plans broke. So that's what this is. I was actually doing master's classes, and the whole program was defunded. It was really rough. So there that is. My hair was never that long. Who knows what this was based off of, but like that's what it is. Some verses. This is really funny, not because any of the art is actually any good, but the wrapping paper here in the background was something that we produced at the place that I was working. It had rust stains from the ceiling on it, which is why it's browned. So, you know, fun times. And then of course I drew on it. At this time, so this is again early, so February of 2016, I was really into watching Love Teacup Kisses, now Tatiana Volt on YouTube. And so this is very reminiscent of her style at the time. Again, I did a lot of digital art at this time, so this was a planning piece for a digital piece. So there's this. I did like a witch Sona kind of thing. My familiar's little otter. And then we get into whatever this is what it is. Some more, you know, doodles with myself. We were married by this point, living in Illinois. I had a really hard time drawing while he was in the room, so there's not a whole lot of stuff going on here. These were all from that first year. These were labels that I made at work. And then here are the vehicle stickers from when we lived in that area. Didn't know where to put them, stuck them here. This was also planning phase for a really big digital piece that I was doing with one of my coworkers. So based off of Dapper Dan's and like Main Street. It actually turned out pretty cute. But that's the initial sketch of it. I did a lot of sketching and then transferring it onto the computer to outline in Illustrator. We got our dog. This is Thea. She used to sit all funny like. We planned out, I told you that we made stockings out of those seals. So this is me planning how they were going to sit. Here's a pretty full page from winter break that year. So again, more color queen. This was one of my coworkers. This was me in all of my winter gear. Just some more sketches. Again, most of these were based off of something. So more Christmas things. Again, nothing really exciting, but not terrible. And then our best man got engaged that December, so we did a little thing for him. We did a banner of the realm of our world that he comes from. So there's that. And more planning out sketches for actually the title page, and I wish I used any one of those because I hate this, but here's 2017's title page. So we are getting into more and more artwork, which is good. Still not happy with it, but so I did banners for all of our realms, and this is more of our best man and his wife. Some actually okay pictures of my dog. This is a picture based off of one from our wedding. Here's my husband in his chair at that time, and my dad and my nephew. This is what our castle looks like. So I finally did like the whole thing. And then this was for Meet the Artist in 2017. Just some more kind of Meet the Artist kind of things. I was doing some sketches for Instagram. It was tax season. All of our tax documents came from Valhalla, New York. So that's how I got to that. Pretty cool. This is where I was working at the time. This is the first thing, we got a calendar with my name on it, so the first thing that was printed with my new name. Cover up. Totally. Our dog actually got really sick. This is a picture of my husband when we realized she was going to make it, which was really cool. The map of the land of Prism, which is where our story takes place. And then I do a lot of drawing my husband at this time because he kept making fun of me because I couldn't draw him. Turns out that he just doesn't see himself as I see him, so fair. So again, world building for that world, and some pictures of my husband that are okay. My little sister, this one's definitely referenced from something on Pinterest. Again, this was 2017. I don't remember what it was, but that one's referenced. More Celtic knot things. I combined our seals into this monstrosity. We did a event at where we were dressed up in hula skirts, so I drew those. This was our first anniversary. We went to the Ren Fair. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's a knight on a horse. And then we get into Inktober. I don't do a ton of Inktober anymore, but I was definitely trying at this point. So you can see that I made it to 23 whole days. So this is the first one. Me and the dog and a whole bunch of fall things. Here's my sword. Yet another iteration of it. Still doesn't look like that. I wasn't following a prompt list this year, which was dumb of me. Although the 4th was my favorite and probably still is my favorite, so I thought it was hilarious. I still think it's hilarious. It is what it is. So we'll just kind of skip through some of these. They're not necessarily great. This was for my little sister's birthday. This was our gotcha day for Thea. More stockings. And then I had jury duty actually, so that was what that was. And then just a couple like offhanded kind of little ones. I also did a big project for my parents that year. I did them at Disney World. This is my dad's adventuring backpack. So this was planning their Christmas present. Here's some houses. Just doodling us again. Taped in some book pages. This is awful. I made a Christmas tree skirt that year. It did not turn out looking like that. It looks awful. We use it every year. I was working for a Japanese company. The Japanese came in and brought us all sorts of snacks and stuff, so Sachi brought things. And this is our first Christmas card. So I keep all of my Christmas cards in my sketchbook. My sketchbook is more of a journal, so it's what it is. This is what my dog actually looks like, if you were wondering. And then we're in 2018. And so here we're in 2018. I decided I was going to do like a challenge. Got a couple days in, so that's what the first couple pages are. I got this really cute mermaid with some otters, a unicorn, and a dragon in a bathtub. I still think this one's really cool. I was going to make characters for all of the different places. So here were some of them. I was watching Brother Baston really heavily on YouTube. and I made characters for one of his challenges. That was that. More drawings. This is a drawing of my niece. She looked like a little mob boss as a baby. I love it. It's immortalized in my sketchbook. More Japanese snacks. Here's the beginning of Mermaid. And I did make it to 31 this year. But all I was doing was kind of sketching them. It was a way to get me back into drawing. I think mermaids are a great way to do that. I was playing volleyball at the time. I was so sunburned. That was the first day of the season. Sand volleyball, so hence sunburn. So we've got all sorts of mermaids. We've got my husband and the dog. This was based off of them laying on the floor next to me that day. And I was doing little doodles of us in between. So got a little dog and my husband. I love the way these two ladies came out. And then of course here are a couple more. And then us as merms. This was based off of the outfit I wore to our best man's wedding. My older sister hated this outfit, so I immortalized it. And this is one of my quotes from work. This is my ability to be obnoxiously helpful. Could be disastrous without constraints. And then, so we went to Starved Rock, which is a state park here in Illinois. And a couple of these are pictures. This is actually from Kishi Gorge in Vermont. Here's my little sister and my dog. They're perfect. My husband and the dog, that one's my favorite little doodle. More Japanese snacks. It's just kind of houses and things. It never was what I wanted it to be. Here I was redesigning some characters that I've had since high school. They're all based off of states. So this is supposed to be a redesign of Alabama. So this is what she was. And then this is South Carolina. I love him. He's always been my favorite. And then this is life with my mandatory friends. My husband and I decided to just lean in to the using my sketchbook as a journal, and so we wanted to do like a slice of life thing. Well, it kind of worked, kind of not, but that's where it started. All these colored ones are on like sticker paper that I did with alcohol markers. My little dog. Characters from all the different areas in our world. Volleyball. Thomas and his nice pants. These are little doodles of our game night friends. And this friend's cat, Baloo. This is a redraw of something from high school, so I am it's a long story, but our friends decided to make a computer graphics club, and my character on the sign was doing this. I was dubbed the Color Queen in high school, so that's where Color Queen comes from. And this is what Color Queen looks like in reality. Kind of a dork. And I was the Photoshop master at the time. How times have changed. Just more doodles. This was our second wedding anniversary. We went to a place called Galena. We love it. It's one of our favorite places. We stayed at this really cute cottage. And just here are the places we went and things we saw. It's the home of Ulysses S. Grant, so this is his house, Hardscrabble. It's on the Mississippi River, by the way. We watched a comet shower and there was live Irish dancing, and there was a blacksmith, and they've got the painting of the surrendered Appomattox, and it was just a fun time. So, and this is our Christmas tree ornament. And then here, these 4 stickers are actually the first 4 posts on my Instagram. So welcome to Exploration Creations. That's what that is. And I wanted it to be all cohesive and like this, and obviously I do other things now, but so be it. So here's my family and my husband's family. Again, more sketches, more mandatory friend comics, more marker sketches. This is my work mom. Obviously lots of mandatory friend sketches, and then here are some of our game night friends. My parents came, we went to the planetarium in Chicago. Here is the beginning of fall and the beginning of Inktober of 2018, which I did finish. First and only year I finished Inktober. But before that, here's a doodle of my father-in-law complaining about the dumb squirrels in Georgia. And here we go. This is Stella and Stan. Stella's a little witch character, Stan's a little vampire. I drew them at work. This was the first little doodle of them. And my husband was taking EMT classes at the time, and this is what I did in the evening. So we start with day 2, because day 1's over here. You can see I was really trying to fill everything up. So I did like 2 on a page, and then throughout the week I would sketch other things inside. These are some of our other friends, and our pictures from their wedding. These chickens were actually for the next day, but day 3 was my mother-in-law's favorite, because when my in-laws went to the beach, she would always sit out and tan, and my father-in-law would always be under a giant umbrella. So, so here we go. Here's a couple more. Here's Lake George, New York. You can tell that I've always kind of drawn places that I've been. We had a group of college kids come and stay in our tiny apartment, and magically we had enough towels for them. Again, this one's probably one of my favorites. This was hilarious. So on October 12th of 2018, we actually had a flood at work, and it flooded the warehouse. It was awful. And then my prompt that day was a whale. So the whale is in a warehouse, and it'll always be reminiscent of that. Again, more things. I was also like binge watching Catnip's videos at that time, so I drew her and her little characters. I hit 100 followers on Instagram. I was also having a really hard time at work, so there's a little bit of vent art in here, so kind of avoid that, I guess. Here's our Halloween costumes. We're Daisy and Luigi, and then Thea's got a little shark costume. And here I finished Inktober, so it's a big deal. I had never done that before at all. We made a baby blanket for our friends, and then we made an advent calendar for our other friends who were moving out of town. This was a labor of love, so was this, but this was probably my favorite project I've ever worked on. And here are some of the bits from it. So each day they had a little note and a verse, and one of our other friends did like advent desk things. We did like recipes in there one day, so these were all our recipe cards. This one's my dad's recipe. Well, I guess my grandfather's recipe, actually. so there's that. Again, just more sketches, nothing really exciting here. 15 more pages left to go. I'd never filled a sketchbook before this, so it's a big deal. I am almost done with this washi tape. Again, it is 2023 right now. This was 2018. We moved. So, and then I did these little otter stickers. I've got a million of them. This was my husband putting up lights in our new house, or our new apartment really. Our Thanksgiving, a present for my little sister. This was part of our Christmas card that year. We'll get to it. And then I was gonna do like a heritage kind of prompt list, and so I was drawing me as a kid. So this is me and my older sister. More of my otter stickers. Me and all my hobbies. A little bit of everything. Sketches for these prompt lists. I got a giant set of markers. Here's our Christmas card from that year. More drawings of my husband in that apartment. More my dog and more little doodles. We put a bunch of doodles on our Christmas card this year, and I really enjoyed that. We went to Springfield for Christmas that year because we could. We went and saw the Celtic women perform. And I tried to do another like big spread. Obviously, you can tell it didn't go very well, but so Springfield, Illinois, home of Lincoln. A couple more doodles from that challenge. If you're ever on DeviantArt, American World is my states project, and this is me redesigning a couple more of them. Never goes anywhere. Don't think too much about it. I was gonna do characters like Stella for every month. Never happened, but here are some sketches for it. And then here's 2019. Some Spider-Sona. We watched the Into the Spider-Verse, you know, and of course everybody was into Spider-Man more than usual then, so even I drew Spider-Sonas. It was -25 with a wind chill of -53 that day. We still went to work. So these were all the clothes that I wore that day. We did a 23andMe test. Shocker, I am the whitest person you've ever met. And then here's a catnip, draw this in your style. She commented on that one. I was so proud of myself. And then just a little bit more. This was a Mardi Gras drawing that I did. Printed it out and stuck it in. More doodles of those like monthly characters. That was an Easter project I was working on. And that's it. So here's some more labels from the March for Science. This was a birthday present from some coworkers. Here are my United States Capitol stickers. And there you go. That's it. So I think that's the last like of the mainline sketchbooks. I have my second one already up on the channel, so if you want to take a look at that, please do. And I'm pretty close to finishing the third like mainline sketchbook. Again, my world now is very different. So I'm a watercolor artist. I am currently working in an etcher sketchbook, which has a lot of paintings in it. And then a mainline sketchbook that's kind of more like this. That looks like this. So this will be number 3 as soon as I finish it. You can tell that I'm pretty close there. and it kind of continues along the same themes as everything else. So at some point, I'll give you a tour of this one. So there you go. Thank you so much. Hope you watch the other ones on my channel, and we'll keep moving on. Thanks.